This international law case is still the source of great anger and frustration in South Pacific nations, including Australia and New Zealand, as a result of some quite atrocious environmental vandalism by the Republic of France. From the 1960s, the French used the small coral atoll of Mururoa in French Polynesia in the middle of the South Pacific Ocean for nuclear weapons testing. From 1966 until the early 1970s, this included atmospheric testing, which Australia and New Zealand argued resulted in radioactive particles spreading throughout the world. In order to stop this testing, Australia commenced an action in the International Court of Justice, arguing that the French government's actions were harmful to Australia and must stop. The French, for their part, simply ignored the case, other than to send a dismissive note saying that in their view the court lacked jurisdiction. This is another example of just how weak international law can often be. Australia persisted anyway, and the French clearly saw the writing on the wall because before the matter came to trial, they made a public statement, including a statement in the UN General Assembly, that their testing program had now reached the point where atmospheric testing was no longer necessary. This didn't satisfy Australia because there was nothing to stop the French changing their minds. Australia pressed on with the case. The court, unfortunately, squibbed it, stating that the French declaration had already achieved the outcome Australia wanted, that is, an end to the atmospheric nuclear testing. On the question of the reliability of the French statements, the court relied on a doctrine called Pacta, sunt servanda, which is Latin for promises must be kept. The court said, trust and confidence are inherent in international cooperation, in particular in an age where this cooperation in many fields is becoming increasingly essential. Just as the very rule of Pacta sunt servanda in the law of treaties is based on good faith, so also is the binding character of an international obligation assumed by unilateral declaration. Thus, interested states may take cognizance of unilateral declarations and place confidence in them, and are entitled to require that the obligation thus created be respected. In the end, the French did cease atmospheric testing, but they continued underground testing until as late as 1996, causing untold harm to the geology of the atoll, surely to the shame of France forever.